new report that playing violent video games can lead to an increase in aggression.
Association has come out to say that the real problem isn't guns, but instead violent video games.
Violence in video games is taking its toll on our kids, at least according to researchers. There's a new study out that found that children who play violent video games tend to exhibit those behaviors.
Oh, shut up!
That trailer should act as a short introduction to what to expect from this list. Violent, over-the-top, gruesome shooters is what I'll be talking about today. This will be part of a long series, so if you want me to continue with it, let me know. Without any unnecessary introductions or boring monologues, let's start the carnage.
I live again.
The first mention of this list is Blood. Blood, a cult classic in the FPS community, is a brutal and visceral experience. Developed by Monolith Productions, the same team behind Condemned and Fear. Originally released in 1997 and later remastered, Blood thrusts players into a world of relentless carnage. The story follows Caleb, a former commander of the sinister cult known as the Cabal. Betrayed and murdered by a dark entity, Caleb rises from the grave years later, driven by thirst for vengeance and the need for answers. The game's opening cutscene sets the tone, plunging players into a grim narrative of death and retribution. From the very first level, Blood is a masterclass in chaotic, satisfying shooting. Players navigate through nightmarish corridors, obliterating enemies with a ferocious arsenal, as blood and body parts paint the floors in a visceral display of brutality. It's a game that doesn't just ask you to shoot, it demands that you revel in violence. It's impossible to discuss violence in video games without mentioning Soldier of Fortune. Developed by the once legendary Raven Software before their shift to Call of Duty under Activision, Soldier of Fortune takes the power of firearms with deadly seriousness. Every weapon in the game is a force to be reckoned with. In contrast to modern shooters, where shotguns can barely feel like you're holding a gun, the shotgun in Soldier of Fortune is a beast, capable of obliterating enemies to pieces. The arsenal isn't just effective, it's terrifying, reinforcing the game's reputation for unapologetic brutality. Soldier of Fortune was steeped in controversy upon its release, and while I'd love to see a fourth installment, it's unlikely that Activision would ever greenlight such a project. One of the main reasons I included Bulletstorm on this list is the option to shoot opponents in the balls. It's called the Nutcracker. Bulletstorm is all about killing with style. You can yank enemies towards you, kick them into oblivion, or impale them on walls, iron bars, you name it. What I particularly enjoy about Bulletstorm is how it lets you interact with the environment. For instance, you can kick explosive barrels directly at enemies without the need to patiently wait for them to wander by. The game executes these chaotic moments with precision, making every encounter a blast. Though Bulletstorm doesn't feature dismemberment, it compensates by letting you rack up points through stylish kills and creative combos. The better you play, the more you're rewarded, making every kill a satisfying blast from start to finish.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass.
Hi there, would you like to sign my petition?
Okay, I guess that sounds pretty good.
Thanks.
This one was bound to come up sooner or later, so here it is. Postal 2, part of Running with Caesar's unapologetic franchise, remains the best entry in the series even years after its release. With dark humor at its core, Postal 2 allows you to pull off some truly outrageous stunts. You can pee on people, set them on fire, slice them to pieces with a shovel, play with their severed heads, fight Osama bin Laden, and a whole lot of other crazy stuff. Some moments in the game might come off as cringe-worthy to some, but those who appreciate dark humor will find plenty to enjoy in Postal 2. After finishing Soldier of Fortune and the sequel, I was on the hunt for a third fix, something that could match the thrill and brutality of those two. A quick Google search led me to a few sites that clearly had no idea what they were talking about. While combing through the PS2 library, I stumbled upon Cold Winter, a game that's as close as you can get to Soldier of Fortune, though, unfortunately, it's been stuck on the PS2 for years now. Cold Winter is best described as Soldier of Fortune meets James Bond. You're tasked with completing missions and taking down terrorists, all with a satisfying arsenal at your disposal. Much like Soldier of Fortune, Cold Winter boasts weapons that pack a punch. Shotguns and rifles can sever limbs with a single, well-placed shot. Bombs reduce enemies to bits, and rockets? Absolutely insane. If you're searching for a game that captured the essence of Soldier of Fortune, look no further than Cold Winter. It's a brutal, gripping FPS on the PS2, complete with tight controls and engaging plotline and unforgettable moments of carnage. Plus, you get to flip a table for cover. The next entry on this list is The Darkness 2. Like the other games mentioned so far, The Darkness 2 is far from a walk in the park. What sets it apart though is that you play as someone with extraordinary powers. That someone is Jackie Estacado, a mafia leader imbued with the power of the darkness. This power grants Jackie superhuman abilities and the gruesome ability to feed on his enemies' hearts. But that's not all. Your minions can tear through foes with brutal efficiency, making combat satisfyingly ruthless. However, there's a catch. Your powers can vanish in an instant if you step into the light, so staying in the shadows is crucial. I haven't played the original game yet, but I've heard that Night Dive Studios is considering a remaster. While you wait, why not give this a shot? With the rise of indie boomer shooters these days, players owe it to themselves to check out Painkiller. As Daniel Garner, you'll descend into the depths of purgatory to cleanse it from demonic horrors. Whether you're slicing through enemies with your soul-like weapon, turning them into minced meat, or blasting them with a powerful shotgun while bunny hopping, Painkiller offers relentless action and so much more. Painkiller still holds up remarkably well today, and the music is indisputably the best part, featuring some killer soundtracks to jam to. Not only this, but the Black Edition also includes all the expansion packs released over the years. While they may not be as memorable as the original game, where else can you find an experience quite like Painkiller?